higher. What? Human beings in the mob.
Oh.
What's a mob to a king? What's a king to a god? That's what you're
What's
saying.
a God to a non-believer? Anything.
Preach!
Good morning.
Rock here.
Nancy here.
MC Nancy here.
Better than you.
Well, that's because I wasn't sure. Like, I didn't know how to do
No,
it.
you're fired. I'll take care of the
You
music.
got fired me. I quit.
I think I was a DJ in my past life anyways. Because I love music and I love to select music and I love people hearing my music and stuff. And hence why we start the show with the music. And we sort of end the show with the music as well.
So clever. That was so your idea. What are you doing?
Kissing you.
Okay, go.
I'm trying to break your pattern
What pattern?
of like, I don't know what you do. All these things that you're doing. It's like I'm trying to break your pattern. Anyways, how's everybody doing?
How's everybody doing?
Cheers.
Cheers. Okay,
Going
so
red today.
Gonna pee and pew red.
Well, you've been feeling tired lately, so I decided to add a little beat to your
Why?
step.
Why beat?
A little beat and pep in your step.
What's
because
in the
beat is full of iron.
Iron?
Make me say that again,
Iron.
you little shit.
Iron.
And if you're feeling tired, then chances are you're low in iron.
Eat a beat.
And of course, when you're taking in iron, eating iron, supplement or with food, make sure to add some vitamin C because the vitamin C helps to absorb the iron.
Iron.
Oh gosh. Anyway.
How is everybody doing?
How's everybody doing? It's Wednesday. It's hump day.
Come on, it's a good day. It's raining full blast.
I like
We
it.
love
It's like, so in the morning when I go into work, especially when I'm on a rainy day, I have a little window in my room, and I put like this relaxation jazz cafe, like cafe jazz.
Wishy-washy music, we call it.
No. No, I switch it up, and I put like this relaxation coffee jazz, and people are like, I'm really digging this tune. Like it's like making me feel like I'm in France or something.
Wow.
Anyway.
Right on. I love it.
Yeah.
I do.
How's your work going?
My work is going
weekend?
great.
Yeah. Tell the peeps a little bit about it.
It's going great. What?
Can you be a bit more specific?
I'm going to school. I help children. I'm making them laugh.
That's good.
Yesterday I had a little girl. I won't say her name there, but anyways, she has her hair all in like all these braids, right? All over the place.
Yeah.
And they were longer than last year. And I was like, hey, maybe you can cut one off and we can stick it on top of my head to help with my bald spot. And they all laughed. They thought that was funny. So I was like, okay, I'm done. I'm out. Anyways, yeah, it's going well. It's going well. I'm enjoying it.
That's
and
good.
It's good. It's very good. How's your work doing?
It's awesome. It's like
Good.
I'm falling in love with it all over again.
Wow.
I'm just changing my perception around it because every person that comes in is super, super stressed, feeling the stress of and the fear of everything that's going on, and they're coming in and they're just taking that break, that 1 hour of just disconnecting and just getting back in touch with themselves, and I'm able to do that, provide that for them. So
I will say this.
Rewarding, very rewarding.
I will say this about my work. I am noticing the children's spirits being a bit like crushed.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We can't do anything, monsieur, outside when they're in the recess.
It's true.
I'm like, I know.
I know.
My school paved the whole backyard. It was already paved before, but they redid it this summer. They painted all these snakes and ladder thingies and hopscotch and race lines, and then they went and divided the yard in section zones. Yeah. So when you go outside, your class has to go in a zone. Yeah. And it's like, oh, there they are, all in their cages. Yeah. I mean, I just, I try to entertain them. It is what it is. So the role is not just to support them, but it's to elevate them, to make them like laugh and to kind of change their spirit, because I can see this long term affecting their behavior and their development.
Absolutely.
Big time.
Here's the thing, in the new age education, they should really include the emotional intelligence, because that's what drives everything else. If you are not well in yourself, then how are you supposed to do well in the world? Like
Number one class in the morning should be emotional intelligence right off the bat. Yeah. This is how It works.
Teach them young, honestly. Especially now with this, like this could be very traumatic for a lot of people, especially kids, because they don't understand.
Their childhood trauma.
Well, it could be.
It will for many. For many, it will be.
Which I love about Naomi's school is the Waldorf philosophy is that their well-being is the first thing, is first priority, and then everything is extra. So it's amazing. I love that about that school.
How is everybody's challenge doing?
Yes. How is your challenge doing?
I listened to Wayne Dyer this morning for about 45 minutes.
I listened to
as I was working out. Yeah. I love that guy.
I know. He's like a father to me.
They call him the father of motivation. Oh, or the grandfather? I don't know. But something like that.
Yeah. Well, it would be now the grandfather. Anyway, so he's definitely
the ghost
my spiritual dad. But this morning I listened to Les Brown because he's like, he'll like pep you up, man. Like if...
you gotta be hungry!
Exactly.
That's what he says.
Oh, he's amazing. He's just great to just pep you up, motivate you, inspire you, empower you to just...
So yeah, it's I'm really happy. I hope you guys are doing the challenge as well. What have you been listening to this morning that's really motivated you? Or it doesn't have to be motivation, but just puts you in a state of peace. It could be just meditation. Like the spa music, wishy-washy stuff, waves.
Whatever works for you.
A river flowing. It doesn't matter.
One person or one person's food or mind inspirational stuff could be another person. Practice altogether.
What?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know. Never mind. But anyway, I'm going to tell you, at the beginning of my own journey towards health and well-being, I definitely, when I started being consistent with eating healthier and just being more consistent with working out and listening to stuff on personal growth and self-development, you can't help but to increase your self-worth, your confidence, your self-esteem, because you're telling yourself subconsciously, of course, that you are worth taking care of. Every step that you make or you take towards improving your health and your well-being, you keep telling yourself that you're worth taking care of.
Well, yeah.
And it
comes with self-awareness.
It's great.
No, I agree with you.
Once your self-worth and your confidence and your self-esteem has increased, then you're more willing or you're more susceptible to taking risks in life and step outside of your comfort zone. Because in
whatever way, shape, or form that looks like
absolutely.
For you, right?
Taking on a new project.
Yeah.
Learning something new.
Yeah.
Eating health. Like all these things that just pours over into everything else. Honestly, that's a big aha moment for me because I just kept feeling that in myself. I'm like, wow, like I'm really... Imagine if I would have just went the other way. If I would have just continued to have the instant gratification of partying, eating poorly, all those things.
We would be 400 pounds.
Well...
For sure. Not combined, individually.
It wouldn't end well, that's for sure. It wouldn't end well.
You can't keep that type of lifestyle going forever. It's just the way...
It's in your 20s.
Yeah, after a while... Sorry, I was going to burp there. But after a while, you get old enough to realize... This is not going to work long term.
No.
It's like driving a car full blast on the highway, just to the metal. It's like eventually it's going to break. It's like you can do that for a bit, but then you got to bring it back to a good pace.
Yeah.
And you know where that starts? Self-awareness.
Absolutely.
If you're not aware of your patterns, so here's what I would suggest you do. Sit on your bed somewhere where you can be quiet by yourself. And be honest with yourself. And when you ask the question, be open to the answers you're going to give yourself. But ask yourself, do I have any poor habits? Do I have any things that I'm doing or patterns that are jeopardizing my health, that are jeopardizing my mental health?
Or self-sabotaging.
Self-sabotage or jeopardizing my spiritual health. You have to ask these questions. All the answers, it's fine to go to therapy and to seek all that stuff. I get that. But the answers are all here, right? Then we go external to get tools and methods and strategies on how to develop ourselves. But you know innately inside yourself that you can change, you know? I know that I can go to bed early, for example, which I did yesterday, which was great.
Yeah.
Yeah, earlier. Usually about 10:30. But the problem with me is I have to go to bed early enough to allow my brain to spin off for that half an hour. But if you meditate
before bed, you say
I do. But at the same time, if I go to bed too late, I rush through that and my mind escapes. It's gone. I'm 10 years in the future.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And those are not always good thoughts, right? So it's like...
Often it's not, right?
Yeah. So I have to know within myself that it's important to hit the sack early enough.
Yeah, and the more
9:45 is good, you know. I wake up at 5:30. You wake up at 5, so...
Yeah. Well, the more you work on your self-awareness and your self-consciousness, the more you can catch yourself in your pattern of thoughts, whether they're negative or positive. I mean, if you are having positive thoughts, you want to keep that momentum going. But if you're finding yourself going down the rabbit hole of negative thinking, and it could be a really dark place, then when you're more self-aware, or when you increase your consciousness and your awareness, you can really catch it in the moment. Because it's just like a car, when you're pushing it down the hill, if you're catching it right on top of the hill, then
before it falls over,
before it rolls down the hill, it's easier to catch it when it's on top of the hill, and then when it's gaining momentum and it's going down the hill, going faster and faster and faster, then it's like sometimes too late.
It's never too late, but it's gonna be hard to catch.
Work.
It's gonna be hard to catch.
Exactly.
And you're gonna wear a pair of shoes out for sure.
Yeah, and that's the thing with self-awareness, is that when you're able to master that each and every day, that's a practice. Everything's a practice.
That's why you start that in the morning.
Yeah.
You know, that's why we suggest when you listen to the good stuff, the motivation stuff, the wishy-washy stuff, whatever it is you're going to listen to, read in the morning.
Yeah.
As long as it's beneficial, but at the same time, you need to self-reflect and choose your intention for the day.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go to school thinking my life sucks and I'm a loser and I'm overweight or whatever.
Not.
I'm not going to do that.
And you know what's the best part of all of that? Is that it really, I'm able to pay it forward. And that is, again, my mission in life, is to pay it forward. Whatever I learned, whatever I experienced, all of my knowledge, wisdom, and everything, I'm really hoping to have an impact in somebody else's life, because I've had people...
Julie's commenting hardcore here.
I know, I'm sorry.
She's on fire. I like that. Ask them what they can do instead of what they can't do.
Ah, yes.
Suggest the reading A Force for Good.
Yes.
I bet you can get that in audiobook.
I bet you. Yeah, that's great suggestions. Sorry, I was just on our...
No, hey, it's all good, man. We're going to wrap this up.
Yeah, we're going to wrap it up.
What?
But honestly, like, to pay it forward is the best gift ever.
Self-awareness, okay? In the morning.
Yeah.
As always, we love you.
We're thinking about you.
You're not participating? Come on, let's do it again. As always,
we love you. We're thinking about you.
Take a cold shower.
Have a great day,
fruits,
you guys.
Meditate.
Bye.
Put some good